Now let's hit on our main focus point for today, and it is about financial planning for long-term care. And initiating long-term care financial planning begins with creating a comprehensive and balanced overall strategy to your finances. So, that's number one. Is you can't look at long-term care in a vacuum. You have to look at it in conjunction with your entire financial picture. And then you have to ask yourself, how do you want to live in your latter years? What is your broader financial makeup? Can you afford it? Can you afford to self-insure? I think that's the big question is, do you need to actually buy long-term care insurance, or do you have enough money and a lot of amount of money to put aside for long-term care out of your own pocket? And, what are your current health conditions? So life expectancy, quality of life, et cetera. And not only today, but, into the future, 10, 20, 30 years on. And then giving instructions to your family on how you want that to be executed. So that's why you need a healthcare proxy. You also need some sort of power of attorney who has legal and financial decision making over your life once you get to a point where you can't make it for yourself. Living will for end of life choices, and then a last will and testament. Okay, and so that includes your trust, outlining how you want your assets to be distributed, and then a financial diary. I think this is underappreciated. Is lay out where's everything stored, what are your passwords, explain everything in detail. Why you made that decision, where everything is, and make that known to probably not just one person but multiple people that you trust. And if you have crypto assets, what are the keys for that? Something you definitely want to lay out for certain people. And once again, this is a broader financial planning question. Just like a lot of things, I get these questions a lot where it's like, should I buy this? Should I do that? And the answer in most cases is it depends. Depends on your goals, depends on your broader situation. That's why I dislike a lot of these quote unquote robo advisors, because it's like, yeah, the fees are cheap, but what are you really getting out of it? You're not really getting good advice, any advice at all, right? They're just plugging your money into an algorithm and setting an asset allocation, and that can be okay from an investment perspective. It can be okay. It could be also terrible. I don't know. But that's why usually an advisor that can give you a broader view of, what the taxes look like, when you should do Roth conversions, for example, when you take Social Security, can you self-insure, right? Do you have enough money? Let's set aside X amount every year to make sure that you can have enough money in those latter years to handle your long-term care. And frankly, most people, if you have 7 figures plus, you can probably handle that. If you do it right, you set it up right, you allot for it, and you invest accordingly. And so, long-term care is a good idea for a certain slice of people who want to truly insure for that, right? They're unlikely to be able to self-insure, but they still want to make sure that's in place if you get to a point where that type of care is needed. So that's my view on long-term care. It's part of a broader picture that you need to get in focus. If you don't have that broader picture in focus, you can't really make a decision quite on it.